today that the special counsel's report found no collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia.
The special counsel found no collusion by any Americans in IRA's illegal activities. There was no evidence of the Trump campaign collusion with the Russian government's hacking. No underlying collusion with Russia. As he said from the beginning, there was, in fact, no collusion.
John Dean, April Ryan, Bob Litt are back. So, John, this is something you find to be crucial, central to this entire report. The Attorney General obviously today repeatedly said there's no collusion. And look, Mueller went through and detailed all sorts of contacts between the Trump campaign and Russians, but he did conclude that there was, conclude no collusion. Do you agree with that conclusion?
I don't, and I'm surprised that he used the words he did. I also noticed the special counsel did qualify the original order that looked for links and cooperation, and that shows how effective Trump's framing of this as collusion was, because when the Deputy Attorney General later clarified his order, he mentioned collusion. But what happened in the findings, it shows a lot of collusion by the common meaning of that word. They just throughout the report.
But the legal word, of course, would be criminal conspiracy. So what you're saying is it may be short of that legally, but the collude word you think would be met.
Aaron, we can collude to have a surprise birthday party for April, and it's not criminal, but we still have colluded.
So which is an interesting point. Bob, what's your take on that? Because, by the way, in this report, okay, maybe I'm making the point you're making, John, but there's 107 pages in here, Bob, which detail the encounters between Russians and members of the Trump campaign. Simply put, we'll put some of them up on the screen. 107 pages is a heck of a lot of pages when there's no there.
So I think one of the interesting things is I haven't had a chance to parse the report closely, but I don't think Mueller, in fact, found that there was no collusion. I don't think he used that term. I think he found that there was no conspiracy and there was no coordination. And I think if you just take one of those instances there, the Trump Tower meeting in 2016,
right,
and you look at that, what Mueller says is high-ranking officials in the Trump campaign, including Don Jr. and Paul Manafort, went to that meeting anticipating that they'd be meeting with representatives of the Russian government who would give them information that they could use against Hillary Clinton in the campaign. Now, Mueller found that this did not constitute a violation of the campaign finance laws, primarily because he couldn't show that those people knew that it was violating the campaign finance laws, which you need to show for a criminal violation. But I think that in the common understanding of the term collusion, that could be viewed as collusion, even if it's not a criminal act.
Right, which I think you've made the distinction very clear. April, I want to ask you about Sarah Sanders. That is something new we found here. Look, we know there's a lot of things that are said that are not true from the press secretary's podium. But in the Mueller report, she admitted, Mueller says she admitted she lied from that podium to the American people. Here's what she said in May 2017 after Jim Comey was fired as FBI director.
The rank and file of the FBI had lost confidence in their director.
So what's your response to these rank and file FBI agents who disagree with your contention that they lost faith in Director Comey?
Look, we've heard from countless members of the FBI that say very different things.
Sanders told the special counsel, April, that countless members of the FBI, it was a slip of the tongue. And then she said her statement in a separate press interview, where she said rank and file FBI agents lost confidence in Comey. She said, oh, that was just a comment made in the heat of the moment, and it was not founded on anything. Okay. So does she have credibility left?
Not only does she not have credibility, she lied. She out and out lied. And the people, the American people, can't trust her. They can't trust what's said from the president's mouthpiece, spokesperson from the people's house. Therefore, she should be let go. She should be fired. End of story. When there is a lack of credibility there, you have to start lopping the heads off. It's fire me Thursday or fire me Good Friday. She needs to go.
That won't happen, though, right?
You never know. The president doesn't want to take the fall, so he may make her take the fall. And let me go to something else. Sarah plays a dangerous game in that room, and so has Sean. The game is dangerous because she is lying to the American public. Everything comes to the White House, from war to peace and everything in between. And if you can't trust her talking about that, what can you trust her about? Then on top of that, she says the press is fake. When she's faking reports from the People's House, she's calling us fake. We've had colleagues who've had to move from their houses because of threats. I have to have security because of being called fake and a loser and all sorts of things from that White House. It's time for her to go.
All right. I appreciate all of your time. Thank you so very much.
Thank
and
you.
thanks very much to all of you for joining us. Our breaking news coverage of the Mueller report continues now with Anderson and AC360.
Good evening. The Mueller